Chapter 3. A Different Adam. As I mentioned before, after Zurara's nonsense documentation about slave trading and the savage nature of Africans, many other Europeans started to write their own testimonies and theories. But it didn't stop with just Aristotle or George Best, the travel writer. A century later, the tradition, one that would go on indefinitely, of writing about the African was alive and well and more creative than ever. And when I say creative, I mean trash. There was a piece in 1664 by the British minister Richard Baxter called A Christian Directory. Notes on Baxter. He believed slavery was helpful for African people. He even said there were voluntary slaves, as in Africans who wanted to be slaves so that they could be baptized. Voluntary slaves? Richard Baxter was clearly out of his mind. There was also work by the great English philosopher John Locke. Notes on Locke. In regard to African people, he believed that the most unblemished, purest, perfect minds belonged to whites, which basically meant Africans had dirty brains. And by the Italian philosopher Lucilio Vanini. Notes on Vanini. He believed Africans were born of a different Adam and had a different creation story. Of course, this would mean they were a different species. It was kind of like saying, or to him, proving that Africans weren't actually human. Like they were maybe animals or monsters or aliens, but not human. At least not like whites, and therefore didn't have to be treated as such. This theory, which is called Polygenesis, broke the race conversation wide open. It took Zurara's initial benevolent master mess and put it in bold. Like Africans went from savages to savages, which revs up the necessity for Christian conversion and civilizing.